you upload a song, a stereo song, that's great. But if you upload a stereo and an Atmos version, you get paid 10% more. And they don't even have to play the Atmos version. You just have to say, I provided it. I have both versions on your DSP, and you're gonna get paid 10% more. So why not do it, guys? Why not, artists? Why not provide it?
All right, me and Biz just hop straight into the conversation so naturally. I want to first make sure you understand that he's a Grammy Award mix engineer. We're talking about artists like Lecrae, David Kushner, and many more. He's been in the game for a long time at this point, and his perspective on artists mixing their own music, what he sees from artists who build their teams, AI mixes, yet in the impact of the quality of music on the actual streams you receive on the other end, is something that you got to hear. Biz, appreciate you being on.
Thank you for having me, bro.
Hey. A pleasure, a super pleasure. We've already had great conversation before the pod. Now we got to get to it because I want to start with almost a hot take.
Oh, let's go.
So tell me your thoughts on artists and building teams in today's independent market versus being the guy who handles it all.
Yeah. So, it's a nuanced thing. I think you have a lot of artists in today's world that are 100%ers who can do a lot of by themselves, but you see a lot of burnout. You see a lot of artists not making it, or you see them get to a certain level and they start having to introduce people to their team, and then they're paying so much money. And most,
what do you mean by that? Like introduce
management, or they go get their songs mixed, and now because they have, there's artists that I work with that have millions and millions of monthly listeners, and there's artists who I have started with who has 100,000 listeners, and I haven't changed the price on them. But if an artist comes to me and they have 100,000 listeners and I charge them a price, and then 2 years later they have 2 million monthly listeners, I rarely will up the price for them. But if someone comes to me with 2 million monthly listeners, they're getting a different price.
Got it.
And so I think artists building teams on the front end, one, it allows you to have a better life. You're not stressing out as much. You're sharing the stress load with the team. But two, you're when you start making more money, your team starts making more money. Everyone gets to build with you. So I'm for the team aspect of independent artists building a team from the front end.
Got you. And also your area of expertise specifically.
Mixing, yeah.
How do you feel about a lot of artists who do mixes?
Yeah.
Quality enough? Are they good?
Man, there's some artists out here who send, or like I hear and I'm like, who mixed this? And they end up mixing it, and I'm like, it sounds really good. Can't deny that. And a lot of times, like, artists are creating a vibe, and when they send it off to mix, sometimes just the vibe is wrong. So them doing it is not a bad call. But there's a lot of artists who think that they can do it because they started doing it in their bedroom, who should stop mixing because it does not sound good.
Which one's in the majority?
I think you can see that more.
Okay, I will say, yeah, let's be real. Most artists probably shouldn't be.
And the reason why they won't send out to get mixed or mastered is because they have demo-itis, and they're so used to listening to this demo. There's an artist or a couple artists that I know that I send mixes to, and I can see how many times someone's listened to a mix, and they listen to it 400 times. So these artists are listening to their song so many times, and so imagine if they go in and create a song. Imagine how many times they're listening to that demo that they printed in their bedroom studio. They just got done writing a song, they record it. They're going to listen. Like, these artists are listening to their song, so they're getting used to the demo sound, and it's not always the right move.
Got you. Now, earlier you were talking about the impact on streams. Can you walk me through that process too? Yeah,
I wish I could find the statistics, and I wish there were. But if I had to put money on the statistic, there has to be a high skip rate on bad mixes. This thing sounds really bad, and then you have those artists who pop off who, like, there's artists who have terrible mixes who get a lot of streams, but it's the vibe, it's the time, it blew up on social media. You can't recreate that, and artists try to use that to justify their terrible mixes, and that doesn't work.
Yeah.
So I would. If you're on a playlist of great sounding songs, and then your song gets played and it doesn't sound as good, it's not as loud, your vocals sound trash, you're going to get skipped. And when do you get paid from a stream? If it gets streamed what?
After 30 seconds.
Yeah. So what happens if someone doesn't make it 30 seconds?
Yep.
You don't make any money.
Yeah. And
It's artists fight back on it, and I get it.
Artists go through so much to get on playlists. Yeah. Whether legally or illegally, whether they're paying to get on a playlist or whether they're going through hoops to build relationships or whatever. They do what they do to get on playlists. But I think there has to be a lot more consideration of, hey, how is it going to perform?
Yo, let also you. I mean, I don't pitch the playlists, but imagine if you want to put your best foot forward when you're pitching records, especially to a playlist who has millions of subscribers. These people are listening to these songs. If your song sounds terrible, do you think they're going to put it on the playlist?
Same for influencers, by the way.
Okay.
People don't know, as someone who is inside on that, we've had so many songs that just got turned down by influencers.
There you go.
Because now they have to worry about their brand.
Yeah.
Right? I don't want to look like I like whack music.
Yeah.
You know?
Not just songwriting, but sonically, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So beyond that, right? There's both of those phases for sure.
Man, put your best foot forward. What at the end of the day, the mix fee, if your song blows up, you'll recoup it. You'll be okay. If you really believe
What's the difference between a good and bad mix?
Subjective for sure.
Yeah.
It's subjective. Yeah, it's very subjective. But I mean, go listen to like the top global on Spotify. They all sound good. They sound good in the car. They sound good on AirPods. They sound good on Bluetooth speakers.
Yeah.
They sound good. Like a bad mix won't translate on all devices. A bad mix, your vocals will be buried. Your vocals will be muddy. No one knows what you're saying because there's too much reverb. The kick sounds like trash. There's like a lot of things that can make a bad mix. What makes a good mix is not. I think what makes a good mix personally is I don't have any changes if I'm listening to the song. It doesn't hurt my ears. Or the kid. Oh man, this feels really good in the Bronco. Like there's just a lot of things that
you got a special ear though.
Yeah.
To be fair, like any mix engineer, like y'all have a way higher bar than the typical consumer.
That's true. That's why I think it's subjective.
Yeah.
But I think about my wife. My wife listens to music and if she has to say, what are they saying? Or I have to turn this down. It's hurting my ears. I think that makes a bad mix.
Yeah. I would say with my more consumer head.
Let's go.
On that side of things, it's about feeling. All right.
Yeah.
So I sat with Urkel again like a couple weeks ago, a guy who's a mix engineer. He's dope. The Donda projects and, all these names that you would know or whatever. And I remember the first time I went to the studio a few years ago, one, obviously the studio quality was just way better. The studio's great. But also hearing his mixes and the difference, just as a consumer, I'm like, I could feel this more. I was like, man, I almost want to cry. I don't want to hear it like without ever again, right?
Yeah.
And of course, it might not be super extreme for every single mix situation, but the whole idea is you're communicating something when you write the lyrics. You're communicating something when you choose the beat, etc. And I feel like the mix is supposed to make sure that feeling hits.
That,
yeah, it translates.
I think another thing that makes a good mix is no distractions. You can tell the artist. You can. Me, when I'm mixing a record, can I get what the artist is trying to do, and I want to pass that along to the listener, right? So
say that again. Say that one more time.
If me as a mix engineer, if I want to be able to understand what the vision of the artist is going, where the artist is going, and I want to pass that along to the listener, because a lot of times when you listen to these demos, there's so many distractions. BGVs are like just sitting whack. The verb is the wrong choice, but I can tell where the artist is trying to go emotionally. So I want to be able to communicate that to the listener, so there's no distractions, so that when you listen to a record, you have the right feeling. You know what the feeling is.
Now, I know we hop right into it.
Yeah.
Give them a little bit about your background.
Yeah.
People you've worked with, and the types of genres that you might tend to favor, if there are any.
Yeah. Oh man, that's a great question. I been recording engineer since I was 14. Met some guys. Started working as a teenager with an artist named Lecrae Tadashi, Reach Records. In about 2012, 2013, I moved to Atlanta and fell in love with mixing. So I got to sit under a guy named Carlton Lynn. Carlton Lynn was like an OG at like all this stuff from the early 2000s Atlanta. Like he did it all. And so I really got to sit under him learning. I fell in love with mixing. And so, man, over the years, the Lord has really blessed me with some fun clients to work with. And the past couple of years, I've done a lot of big records. I hate shouting out, and I feel braggy doing it, but you asked, so
They just need to know.
yeah, no. One record I did last year was David Kushner, Daylight.
Nice.
Yeah, that was really fun. Did his whole album. Forrest Frank,
Okay.
Lecrae won the Grammy
Forrest
last
Frank
year.
had a huge year last year. Well, Lecrae got his Grammy, but
Yeah, it's just a lot of like
yeah.
a lot of fun hits. Work with some fun artists, man. But yeah, I think my favorite genre to work on. I mean, it feels bad if I don't say hip hop because I feel like that's where you could say like 60% of my credits come from.
Yeah.
And I really love to listen to it, but I really love pop.
Mm.
I really love. I like working on. I did a lot with Surfaces, their last album. And so pop is really fun. David Kushner stuff's really fun. Yeah.
What's the difference in mixing pop versus mixing hip hop?
Oh, that's so hard. I feel like pop has this clean edge to it. Vocals really edited and clean, really compressed. Vocals really up front. Kick still punchy. You have some 808s for sure, but I feel like the difference between hip hop is that 808 normally drives this record in my experience. So
Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. But it's literally just that.
I mean, it's probably more too. I don't know.
And but your job is to
I think
pull one thing to the front, pull one thing.
Yeah,
back.
I think I love pop so much just because everything is like clean and pristine and like.
You get to get in your bag.
Yeah,
that's what it is.
it's probably I think it probably was a challenge, more of a challenge to me years ago because I did a lot of hip hop and hip hop was just like
You were used to it.
I can just turn it's just I can turn out mixes faster, but I fell in love with like even like Ed Sheeran, like all this stuff when I was listening to it. So when I started mixing, it was more of a challenge. So I probably love it more because it's a challenge.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, you like that's what it sounds like. You really can cut your teeth technically.
Yeah.
Where hip hop, you kind of have to leave things a little looser. Quick interruption because I wanted to make this video really quickly. You heard Biz talk about Get Mixed. We're talking about real Grammy Award mix engineer mixes for an affordable price. But what I wanted to do was make this even more affordable for the viewers of the platform. So I hit them up and got a discount code, especially for y'all. I don't have all the info yet, but it will be in the description. So just look for that if you're interested in using Get Mixed to get a real mix from real people, top level talent that is, for an affordable price. Look, let's just flip to AI a little bit. Huge topic right now, but first, before we get into it from a broad landscape, mixing, your category specifically, that's existed for a while, right? There's been companies like Lander
For mastering, for sure.
For mastering, yeah, exactly, mastering. And people never really complained about it at that part of the workflow at all. So, and technically some of those people consider themselves to be craftsmen or artists in their own right. What do you feel about AI in the mixing or mastering part of the workflow?
Do you think the AI mastering is an art form?
Do I think of AI mastering as AI mastering or just mastering as art form?
AI mastering. You said they view themselves as an art form.
Well, yeah, I think that some mastering engineers
view
themselves
for sure.
as
Cool.
artists. Yeah.
What my thoughts on it? It's man, AI is such a hot topic right now. Artists haven't complained about it. I mean, there's a lot of people who may have not liked it, but
they used it because it was cheap.
They but they used it and they used it again. And then they can add it to their recording session and have a AI master when they're printing. I think that it's cool for the demo stage of stuff for sure. I think it allows artists to get a better sounding demo, especially when I think of like producers or songwriters when they're shopping songs to artists. If it doesn't sound good, the artist may pass. So I think it's giving them a better foot forward. So there, I'm for it there. On the AI mixing side, I haven't seen anything, There's a couple things out there, and I've tried them just to see where it's at, and it's not good.
No, that's terrible.
Yeah.
You said you experimented with it.
Yeah. So
at one point.
Yeah, I mean, like in 2018, whenever we launched Mixed, my mixing company, I thought AI was going to be it. So I created a whole site.
You said 18?
2018. And so I created a whole entire. I mean, I think I can't remember how much we charged for songs, but it's like $50. And like there's an artist, Tadashi, who has a song called "Get Out My Way." That song was literally mixed in 3 minutes, and Apple placement, like all this stuff. But what I found was, and it wasn't true AI. It was just a easy process. Yeah.
Automation.
Yeah, it was. We called it automation. We never said AI. But we mixed some big records that still came out in 3 minutes, and they sound great. And but what I found was people wanted me to mix. They didn't want an automated service. And so, over the years, we shut that down because I think it really scared artists, and artists wanted a human. So do I think AI mixing is coming? Maybe. I think it's going to be very hard to create the models.
Yeah.
Because of ownership of songs.
What you said, man, I feel like it's also encouraging, and it goes back to something I've spoken to artists about for a while now. Number one, you also validate yourself as an artist because people are coming to you for you, right? But that's the big thing. Being an artist is all about your point of view and your taste at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Whether you're using AI, whether you're using a DAW, whether you bring in some people to play a drum or instrument for you that you can't do yourself, it's the selectivity of, okay, can you play this, not that, right? Or I'm actually not going to use this. I'm not going to use that. All those decisions are essentially the culmination of the artist, no different than, I don't know, what's the guy called? Is it a composer of a symphony? Who's the one at
the composer?
That's the one at the front of the symphony.
We're gonna say composer.
Okay, sure. Yeah, obviously that's not our bag, but and it goes back to the Steve Jobs quote of, "I play the symphony." Like, what instrument do you play? I play a symphony, but he's still making those decisions, right, with all of the different pieces. And I think that artists, when you think about AI, it's like no matter what happens, if you can sell you the taste of you, there's always going to be the value, which always has been the value of an artist. So I love that you said that, because it just is another reminder that, hey, people want you. If they can afford you, yes, they'll go to the cheaper option if if I can afford it. But if I can afford you, like, I really want the thing, the real. But
that's
thing.
why we created Mixed, was because people wanted me, but I was getting, like, I was doing so much major label stuff. And the bag looked better. Like, they paid more, and so of course I have to, like, providing for my family. So I sought out to create Mixed because I had a lot of friends who couldn't afford me, but I got to figure out a way that we could still work together.
Right.
And so creating a mixing system with engineers and workflow and communication to artists was the key to do it. And I think we did it. And so now we provide mixes for any artist who can, like, they can afford it.
Talk more about that.
Yeah.
Like, what does the system look like in terms of, like, if I'm an indie artist and I want to get access to your services through Mixed or whatever, or the system that you build out, how do I know with confidence, right, that this is somewhere near the quality of a you versus y'all are just throwing it into some kind of automated machine?
Yeah, I can say right now publicly, nothing is automated. The system that is built is I'll just walk you through the system. You're an artist, you need a mix. You can either text me or call my phone if you got the number, and I'll give you a price. Or your A&R can hit me up, and I'll give you a price. They know what I charge. Or you can go to our website, getmix.com, hit order for $500 without discounts, and then go log into your dashboard and upload your session, and we'll mix it. And then when you have notes, you'll just go do your timestamp notes. And you don't text me. You're not calling. You're not streaming a session with me. And that's what's making it cheaper, is the time back and forth. I wanted the control to be in the artist's hands. Whenever you're ready to give me notes, go put your notes in your dashboard, and we'll recall that and do it. And so what I found was the time that it took to go back and forth with an artist or A&R. Like I send it to an A&R and he has to go to the producer and the producer has to go to the art. Like that ate up my time. And so therefore there is more money. Or the producer wanted to come in or the artist wanted to fly in and sit in the session. Like that eats up time. I gotta pay for stuff. I gotta pay for studio time. Like there's just things that cost money. But if we can make it cheaper by you're not gonna stream a session with me. I'm not gonna call you to see how you're feeling about the mix. You can save some money.
Nice. That makes a lot of sense. So all the real work, just getting rid of the extras on the side that make the process take longer than it needs to.
Yeah, and also if you want to wait 2 weeks to put notes in, you can wait 2 weeks. I'm not gonna have to text you or call you to see how you feel about the mix.
Think about following up and
it really just like it doesn't need to always work like that. And there's some artists who need that and want that, and I'm here for that too. But yeah, there's artists who want to fly in. There's artists who want to stream. There's artists who want me to fly to them, and I just can't do that for an affordable price for every artist to afford.
Nah, I get it.
So
I get it.
I'm like, there's options there, and I'm all for all the options. But yeah, so we created a mix for that, and man, it's really fun to see artists use it, and tons of artists are using it, and it's really fun. We do mastering too, and not everyone loves this either, but spatial audio, Atmos.
Oh yeah,
like we do that for indie artists too. I saw that pop up. I mean, like we were the first studio in Atlanta to have it. And
really,
yeah,
I didn't know that. So, how do you feel about Atmos?
Well, that's a nuanced thing too. I love Atmos.
Okay.
I enjoy it. I love it. I think records can sound better in Atmos, more dynamic, more feeling. Mm-hmm. But that's because I have a studio with Atmos. That's because my house is equipped with Atmos.
Right.
So I get. Now, do I think Atmos is going anywhere? I do not think spatial audio is going anywhere. I think technology is becoming cheaper. People are going to be putting it in their house more. Mm-hmm. Cars are getting built with it. I think it's getting fed to us, and we're going to have to eat it.
Fair enough. That makes sense. I forgot about the side of the equation that the tech has to be equipped for it. So right now, in many cases, it doesn't make sense because most people don't necessarily have the ability to listen to it. And I read George Lucas's book. It was funny because he wanted to make sure Star Wars sounded right. So he basically had to create the technology, and then sold the technology to all the movie theaters just so his movie could be heard the way he wanted it to be sound.
Yeah, and man, what I've seen and is a lot of the artists couldn't afford Atmos mixes, and I was like, bro, I have a studio that we built for Atmos with Dolby. Like there was a lot of reasons why I built the studio, but one reason was we could help these artists play the game. And so Apple was pushing Atmos so hard, and the only people who can afford it and were doing it was who? Labels, yeah, for sure. Who can afford it. And so why not? And I mean, like, I remember calling friends who were independent and be like, give me the stems. We're going to mix it Atmos. You have to do like, and so now.
Clarify, when you say play the game, what do you mean by that?
Oh, yeah. So I think labels have a step up because they have more resources. And so if Atmos is created and the only people who can afford it are major labels, and then that's getting fed down the consumer. If that's getting fed to the consumer, so that means the consumer's only hearing from these major labels. The indie artists are getting passed, or they're not getting put on playlists. They're not being prioritized because they didn't provide this song and spatial audio.
And Apple was favoring spatial audio.
Right. So it's like, that's the game. You got to like just play the game so you could show that you could be on the same playlists. They're going to favor you just as well. And so, yeah.
It's crazy how small things like that actually can contribute to streams, and we think about that less. And of course, we still want the core thing to be song quality, like the writer, the performance, the production, and the mix. Those are like the core things.
But think about the business side to it.
Yeah.
If your song cannot get played because you didn't provide it in spatial audio,
yeah,
they'll never come out and say it. that they were doing this, and that's fine. Like, I get it. That's fine. I've seen it. But I mean, I think that it's like, if there's new technology, like, why not be on the forefront of it? That was my thought of it. Like, and I love tech, and I love new tech. So I'm always for playing around, but it's gonna be here. It'll be here long term for sure.
Yeah, I agree, and it's always interesting to see how much tech has impacted art over time, right? And I think we kind of always want to think about it the other way around, but art is usually dictated by the canvas.
Yeah, I wonder. I'm just gonna Google this, but I mean, just so we can say it with facts. I guess that's how you. Atmos. So let's do this. Apple pays more.
Pays
for?
I don't think they could do that. Can they?
They did, bro. Apple Music will now pay 10% higher royalties to artists for spatial audio. I'm telling you, it's there. There's a whole, yeah.
I missed that when that came out.
No, this came out a while ago, and they're still doing it.
How do you even do that? Because
so they
if
say,
royalties
hey,
are coming from a pool, are y'all paying out of y'all's pocket? Because you shouldn't be paying out of other artists' pool.
I'm not a royalty person.
Yeah.
So let's do this.
Yeah, I got you.
When I read the article too, you just saw that it popped up.
Yeah.
Okay, so the viewer can go Google it. You upload a song, a stereo song. That's great. But if you upload a stereo and an Atmos version, you get paid 10% more. And they don't even have to play the Atmos version. You just have to say, I provided it. I have both versions on your DSP, and you're going to get paid 10% more. So why not do it, guys? Why not, artists? Why not provide it?
Well, it's more expensive. That's the first thing.
Right. You're right. I mean, people were charging thousands of dollars to mix Atmos.
Yeah.
Not mixed. Actually, to be fair, I just added in, if you buy a stereo, I actually think if you buy a stereo mix, when you go to check out, you can add an Atmos mix for $250. And that's even before I try to run discounts all the time.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, whatever we can do to provide artist stuff, I'm like, let's do it.
Yeah. That's dope.
It is.
That's dope.
It is more money, but if you're gonna stream, like how many streams does it take to get $250? I don't know the math of that, so.
Yeah.
But if you think you're going to recoup
10% more adds up too.
Yeah. So put your best foot forward.
We got to get back to AI.
Oh, man. Hot topic.
I wanted to talk about training AI responsibly. Like we both had a bit of a conversation. Of course, I want your take, but I'll just start with mine and then really let you cook. Like, my whole idea is, of course, we want AI training to be responsible, right? Of course, we want to make sure people get compensated, etc.
Yeah, for sure.
I think we spend way too much time on that part of the conversation, like, because it is what it is, and we do need to solve it, but we distract from the rest of it, like the creative and other cool parts of the conversation we could be having at the time, and keeping some people from even adopting those behaviors because they're afraid of everybody, right? But I would like to know how you're looking at the platforms, and what does AI training look like from a responsible standpoint, whether it's on the mix side or some of these platforms that we see at large that you know, might just be scraping or something like that. And then also, as a follow-up, you were speaking earlier about who will have rights and things like that. So yeah, I would just love to hear your thoughts.
Okay, this is fun. All right, so the model. So when you're creating AI stuff, it's built off a model. A model is data, right? So in order to create an AI model, you gotta have tons of data to create this model. So you have someone like these AI song creators like Suno, and I could be totally wrong because I don't know, but how are they creating their models? I think they might be doing it from Spotify. There's a lot of AI. I mean, I remember going on there, I'm like, this sounds like Taylor Swift's vocals. And so I don't know how they're creating it, their model to create these songs. They could be scraping and taking it from the DSPs.
Or YouTube or
DSP. Yeah, so YouTube.
something.
There has to be a way that they're getting this data to create these songs. And it'd be so fun to see it. It would be so fun to see how they're doing it because I love tech. So when we're thinking of creating a model, how are they getting their data? Who owns the data? So let's talk about AI mixing.
Okay.
The way that you can create this model is owning the rights to the data. What's the data? The masters, the stems. Who owns these rights? Do you think that these independent artists have thousands of songs in their catalog? Not just thousands of songs, but thousands of different genre. Like not just hip hop, not just pop. Because if I'm creating an AI model, I might create an AI model that's really good for pop mixing.
Right.
But if this indie rock song sends their files in, it's probably not going to sound that good because all my model is pop, right? Or hip hop. So then you have to go, who owns the rights to thousands of songs that are different genres?
Labels.
Not just major labels.
labels.
And so I think, I don't know, man. I think it's to me who loves tech, I'm like, I would love to see this model be made so I love that kind of stuff. But I don't know who can do it. Do I think
Aside from labels.
Do I think it's, oh man, this is another hot, do I think it's good for a major label to create AI mixing platform?
No.
No, why?
I'm just asking.
They're fine. I've had labels hit me up and send me records for mix, and I'm friends with the artist.
Mm-hmm.
I'm friends with the artist, and the labels know the fee, and the artist has no idea how much I'm getting paid. They don't care. This could be a hot take. You're in recoupment, but they don't care how much the artist is spending on a song.
Oh, I see what you're talking about now.
Do you see what I'm saying? AI mixing means it's going to be a cheaper mix. It's going to save the label money, which could make the song recoup faster or whatever. You can make the argument. But do you think they really care?
Or they could. They're still they're paying themselves versus you. So make
that's
more
true.
money.
That's true.
All right, and then them being in control of the cost. Who's to say?
That's true.
The cost doesn't remain the same.
That's true.
Which also could go both ways. And these are it's just like a regular contract, right? You have to think about all the worst case scenarios.
That's true. I mean, I didn't think about them paying themselves. That's pretty good. I think that they might need to create. No, I mean, I think an AI mixing platform, and I've talked to artists who are friends, and I through this idea. I haven't had really anyone like be mad at the idea, but no one said they'll use it for the final product. They've all said this would be really dope for a demo. When I get done making the song in Logic, I can upload the stems, export all, send them in, and I get a better mixed demo to show my friends, to see if the song is good, to see if the song is worth finishing, to see if the feature loves the song that they'll jump on it, to see if just see what the final could be like. I think that's really cool, and I've had a couple artists say that would be awesome to use.
I love that, especially like maybe if I'm an indie artist, like an indie artist, right? No label, probably not even a manager. I might think about it even as testing.
Yeah.
My song on social media and then mixing it. When I decide to release it.
There's a lot of songs I mixed in the past year and a half, 2 years that have blown up on socials, and then they come back and finish it to get it produced and mixed. So a lot of artists are doing that, like testing out the songs.
Yep.
And
so maybe you could just make it sound even better.
Oh, for sure.
Right, with the demo.
Yeah.
Right. I love this because it's packaging, man. That's just all it is. Good marketing. It's like, no, this isn't your AI get rid of human stuff. This is just a good tester threshold.
Yeah. I don't think they should be. I think the people who are scared of AI are scared of it replacing. And even when I create a mix, man, I had a lot of mixed friends who were like mad at me because they think I'm undercutting them, and I say you shouldn't be scared of this because it's a cheaper option and that you might get asked to mix a song for less. People are coming to you because they want you, and so if you charge a certain amount.
Okay, so this is a very good point that a lot of people should probably just realize who are watching them from a management, artist, business side. It's one, them being upset with you about possibly being undercut
or replacing,
even though you're still doing real human work, right? Even when you're doing,
I've been doing real human work,
right? So it's like, oh, but you're charging less, and now that might just ruin the market, etc. But in a lot of cases, what we find is there's the market that some of them get pushed to the top and pay something that they really can't afford or don't want to, and then you have a lot of people who just completely opt out because they can't afford it and it's just completely untouchable. And then providing a better letter allows people to opt in at different levels, but that higher tier will stay a higher tier.
I see it
because for whatever reason, like it'll be little stuff like I just prefer to talk to a human.
Yeah, and that's fine.
You know, or I want to be able to go back and forth with that. There's because I see it at my agency, right? On that side, I've seen it where it's like, yeah, some people will literally have, we're talking about some really big artists, they have a whole team, etc. And even with something called like as small as ads, they're just like, yeah, we just don't want to focus. We want to focus all our capacity on this stuff. We got a lot of money, we got a lot of budget. We just need to find someone that we can trust that isn't stupid, right, and can handle this. But we're not paying for it necessarily to be done even better. People have so many reasons that they will buy from you.
Yeah.
That
there's artists who don't want to email notes. They want me to call, and they want me to write down the notes. And there's a ladder for that.
Yeah.
And so, and I've seen it, and I have artists who used Mix, and they start off paying $500 a song, and there's just things that are annoying to them, and they just come to me directly.
Yeah.
You know, so it's and that's fine too. And so I don't know. I think the independent artists who are starting off, I think it's a really good platform.
Yeah. No, I mean,
the ladder is a good thing, bro.
I love it, man, because it allows you to get in with, in this case, your specific taste, right? Whereas like, all right, if I come in through this particular platform, I get a sense of the taste within this company before I decide to upstream if I want to upstream. But just generally speaking, I feel like a lot of people, there are a lot of situations are different. And when you're working music, just like a project or a song, there's some people where it's like, all right, I don't want to take this song this seriously. I just want to get the mix and keep moving. And there's some where like, I really care about this song, or I'm really trying to communicate something specific. Maybe I need a higher level service just for this song.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
So it was like all the options.
Or a song is doing real on social media. You know it's going to do well on DSPs.
Yeah.
Get it mixed.
It's about to go crazy.
I was looking up this artist. I can't find it. I have bad service, but this artist that I was going through on Instagram, I was like, oh, this is a really dope song. And I looked at the credits and we mastered it, right? And then last week, he signed to Capitol. Last week, I got a song to mix from him. So there's a view of a ladder. I did really good service on the mix side. I've provided affordable rate. This dude gets signed. This song goes viral. This dude gets signed to a label with Capitol. And I just mixed a record for him, not through Mix, but
for the label side.
So it's like, I see that. I've seen that happen all the time. I've seen that often, where an artist started with a service that they could afford, and then they get a budget, and then there may be something that they didn't like, and they walked the ladder, they climbed the ladder, and now
it's just a weird fear thing.
But it's the same quality.
Same quality.
It's the same quality.
Really?
Yes.
Well,
I'm not providing a cheaper quality. I'm just providing a cheaper price because you're okay with jumping into the system.
Right. Yeah, no, I love that, man. I love that. I think
people don't believe it though. That's so funny. The amount
people aren't gonna believe it.
No, the DMs or the emails of like, y'all aren't really mixing. This can't be this. You have that. It's weird because you have that. This is too cheap to be good. And then you have those artists who are like, this is so expensive.
People do this to themselves all the time. This is human nature, actually.
This is good.
A lot of this stuff is human nature. So there was an experiment where they came out with this toothbrush at this period of time, and it was way better than all the other toothbrushes, just like literally way, way better. And because of the technology they used, which was a part of it being so groundbreaking, they were able to also make it cheaper than the other toothbrushes. And they're like,
this
is gonna go crazy. Yeah. Sales sucked. They did this whole focus group, got all these moms together, or whatever, because it was specifically for kids a little bit in terms of how they angled it. And yeah, the moms were like, oh yeah, it was cheap, so we just assumed that it wasn't as good as the other ones, so they made it more expensive. Sales through the roof.
Yeah, so that's the hard thing, is that we see we're in that like weird stage of $500 is expensive for some,
Yep.
but too cheap for others, that it can't be that good.
Yeah.
And so I don't know what to do to let people know. It's like, for the people who say it's too cheap to be good, it's the same thing that I'm doing for everyone. Go listen to my catalog. Like, it's the same. It literally is the same. Same gear, same setup, same speakers, same studio. But they don't believe it. And then you have the people who say, this is too expensive. And I'm like, do I lower the price? Like, what do I don't know.
Yeah.
Just get it on a sale. I run sales all the time on purpose, so people who say it's too expensive, they can afford it.
Man, I love this conversation. I appreciate you stopping by,
Man, yeah.
I think they got a lot of value from this conversation. If you don't really get a chance to hear this type of perspective, especially from an engineering side, too often. So, hey, man, y'all definitely check out Get Mixed. You heard it here. It's the real deal. It's not automation or AI. Is just, a process that can be cheaper because it's more convenient.
Yeah.
Or based on the time it takes versus other clients.
Yep.
All right. Yeah. Once again, this is. Oh, wait, hold up. I need you to say where to find you.
Oh yeah. Instagram Jacob Biz Morris. Instagram Get Mixed GETMXD. Go to GETMXD.com.
Bet.
Yeah.
This is another episode. No labels necessary. I'm Brandman Shine.
Thanks for having me, bro.
All right. We're out. Peace.